Be careful, this company is a scam. I spent last 8 months dealing with this camera motion system company. 100+ email back and forth, hardware and software problem troubleshooting. Bought a bundle and there's a missing item. There are so many defects, so they sent me some replacement part. Lots of quality control problem. They already sent me 3 replacement part and the problem still exists. And they just keep posting ads on their unfinished product. Like totally cash grab. If you press the order button, you can actually receive the unfinished product. App is barely working and I feel like I received a developer kit and I'm a beta tester. If you ask any question on social media, they don't reply to you directly. They always ask you to start a private email conversation. You can find lots of bad reviews on YouTube, Facebook, all kinds of forums. Hi, my name is HeadOne. I'm a filmmaker based in Taiwan, and this company called Edelkrone, this company already exists almost 2 decades. I bought their product before, the quick release one. It's one of my early YouTube videos. First impression about Edelkrone, they use high quality, solid, premium materials. So recently I saved enough money in my filmmaking career that I want to invest in some kind of camera motion control system. The only reason I pick Edelkrone over other company is because this focus zoom module, we can manual focus manual lens, and this is where the nightmare started. The video footage out of this Edelkrone system is kind of unstable. Camera is shaking, vibrating, and entire setup is just weebly wobbly. So I contact Edelkrone and the email is pretty straightforward. They will send me a complete replacement part, but unfortunately the replacement part still have the same problem. It's still weebly wobbly, and the replacement part and the old part is like totally different. The firmware version is different and there is no any app firmware update options. Entire packaging is different. Outer finish material is different. So I'll put all the evidence video on my website. So like shaky video footage, hardware problem, software problem, connection problem, all kinds of problem. I'll put a link below. Make sure you check it out. I'm not bullshitting. These are the truth. Before the full review, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel because that supports me to make future content just like this. And if you feel sorry that I spent $4,000 on these complete setup, yeah, just subscribe. That's the biggest support. Thanks. So after back and forth with Edelkrone over 8 months, it's almost a year. This is kind of crazy, so it's time to do a full review. Because of their advertisement is pretty good, because their website design is pretty good, and because their price is at the premium side, we expect they have like a premium quality, premium product, right? But I think we set the expectation a little bit too high that we just get kind of disappointed. Yeah, Edelkrone is still the same. Their quality material is like top notch. Like everything is like pretty solid. You can definitely like throw this at the floor and the floor will crack. But that's only the aluminum part. So like the plastic cut is uneven, the plastic gap is like crazy huge, the battery bracket is like low quality, the cable connection feels like it's from refurbished product. The entire Edelkrone setup is meant for those slow movement, like gentle pan, gentle tilt, gentle sliding. But if you have those like high-speed camera, robotic arm expectations, this system will definitely just disappoint you. But if you want to achieve some higher speed movement, you can actually just do some manual sliding. It's actually doable because my head, the HeadPlus Pro V3, I'm using the V3 version, the pan and tilting speed is kind of fast. So you can actually achieve those higher speed slow motion shot if you just manual slide the slider. So as a filmmaker, we need to set up everything as fast as possible on set. So this setup right now, a head and a slider, we need at least double the time, like double the time, at least, okay? Maybe triple the time. If you have a tripod and a camera, we just have a tripod height, 1 axis, and pan tilt roll, 3 axis. So 4 axis, we have 9 axis need to control over here. I don't know, you gotta spend so much time. So do you need a beefy tripod? Maybe, but actually, if you have a small tripod, you want to balance the slider on top. It's pretty easy. Just put most weight on the extended lag. So like motor module should put above the extended lag. You can actually adjust your tripod at the angle and put more weight on the extended lag. And you just balance your slider with the head. Just like a seesaw, you gotta find the balance by yourself to prevent the entire setup just tip over. So right now this slider is set to a little bit incline. So if you set the angle a little bit too steep, the motor module will just stop working. It will say, oh, your tension's too low. But if you have some like bouncy band or like rubber bands, you can like just hook it up over here. Then it will help you to like push the entire setup. This will prevent your camera setup just slide down by itself or let the motor module to work overload. We can only use this rubber band trick to do like a 20 degrees incline level. If you do like 45 or even 90, you gotta need to buy another module from Edelkrone. So the rubber band trick is like a safety because you don't want your slightly unlevel slider to fail in the middle of a 10-hour time-lapse shoot. So yeah, this rubber band will basically increase your success rate. If you don't have any rubber band before your time-lapse shoot, I will highly recommend just tighten the tension screw as tight as possible because this will higher your success rate too. So the slider design, we can actually extend 2 times the length, and we also double the speed. So if you set 100 speed on the ground and also on the tripod you will actually get a 200% speed. I really love their app. Their app is just so simple to use, and you can pick up any phone, just press connect, and you can control the setup. So it's so easy. There's no any password, kind of security issues. So if you see somebody are using the Edelkrone setup, you just download the Edelkrone app, then you can control their setup. But it's really so easy to use. You can just pick up where you left, and all the settings, all the control are still in the device themselves. The only settings cannot save is the speed and ease in, ease out. But these are the most important part. So for example, I set an AB point and I set the speed to 100 and it just go back and forth, and I want to like adjust the settings. The speed will always go back to 37. I hope this is just a firmware or software issues, because every time if I want to change the speed, like, oh, this is a little bit too fast, I want to change it slower. So I go into the app, it will always go back to 37. If you are using HeadOne by itself, there is a little 1/4-inch screw at the side. You can put lots of accessories over here, just like I'm putting an MPF battery plate over here to extend the battery life, because if you use the native LPE6 battery, you can only use it for over 2 hours. But if you use the MPF battery, you can extend to like several, maybe 10 hours. So every product from Edelkrone, they don't give you any proper user manual. So there's no any user manual. They just send you a link, QR code link, and link it to a YouTube video. Some kind of like a tutorial, but it's not a user manual. They just teach you, oh, how to set it up, and yeah, voila, yeah, you can use it. What? We don't have any basic spec too. So like, oh, what is this port doing, and whoa, what the heck is this port doing? There's no any user manual. And how much voltage can we plug into the DC port? No any specification. I plug in the V-mount battery at 16.3 volt. And I don't know, maybe I plug in 24 volt, it will just blow up. So on the Headplus in the motor module, we can do some kind of hot swap because we have dual MPF slot on these devices. And why we want to do hot swap? Because we want to save the key point if we are still going to shoot. So hot swap, there is a problem, because if we hot swap one battery and put in a fresh battery on there, the battery indicator will not change at all. So maybe it's like 0 bars of battery. We plug in the fresh battery, it will still show up 0 bars of battery. It will not just update and like reset the battery indicator. So over several months of tuning and experimenting, my custom tune is, yeah, it's definitely better than the out-of-the-box official tune. The official one is like slappy and unprecise and like, I don't know, but the custom tune is definitely better. My custom tune is still not perfect, but I feel like it's more like a mechanical limitation, not like a tuning problem. So there are a few tips I can share with you guys. So the tension adjustment, tight as possible. In a slider, these screws as loose as possible. Easy tips, because you don't want too much clamping force on the slider. In every motor, you want the most precise movement. You gotta tighten every tension as tight as possible. So these tension adjustment basically just adjust the vibrating frequency. So if you tighten it super tight, the frequency will be super high, but the vibrating range movement will be super small, but the frequency will be super high. But if you lower the tension, the movement will be super large, but the frequency will be slower. So it depends on what you're going to achieve. So yeah, but my preference will be like tighten as tight as possible. Yeah, it will still vibrate, but at least we can get some precise movement, not those sloppy, inaccurate, wibbly wobbly footage. So how did I tune these setup? I basically disassemble every single part of these setup. So I see all the internal design, all the mechanical design. I'll put all those onto my website. So if you're interested in the inside of the HeadPlus, for example, you can check out all the inside image on my website. I don't think any people will disassemble their crazy expensive gear, but I just like, hell yeah. So right now it's pros and cons time. There are definitely some super special design that only Edelkrone can do it. Just like this 2x extend mode. It's basically like a jib. So just like this, you can extend to the extreme, then you have like a mini jib. You can like shoot straight down above a table, above any object you are going to shoot. So you can like tilt down to see something underneath. This is pretty cool perspective. Another special part, I didn't see any people use it like this. You can use it upside down like this. Underslant mode. This is, I call it underslant mode. Basically, you will have a 90 centimeters push in, push out range and like full tilt up, tilt down range. Well, this is super cool. You can shoot something above a table, push in 90 centimeters, and you will get less slider in the shot. This is pretty cool. I don't know. They didn't promote this, but it works. But there's a single problem, like the focus zoom module, the connector is a fixed length internet cable. So basically you just find an extender, just like this $1 internet extender. After this extender, you can use the focus zoom module with the underslant mode. Another awesome part is hand control, just like this. I want to set A, I want to set B, done. If we set up everything with the like motor and we got a pan, tilt, zoom like this will take forever. We can hand control. This is like a game changer, so like this. And we can set the point because these are step motors and we need encoders to like know the position of the motor. It's like more expensive to do, but it just works. Another awesome part is the customer service, not customer support and not replying speed. It's customer service. They sent me the replacement part for free and they sent me before I sent my old broken product back. So they trust me that I will send back the old product to them. Yeah, this is like pure trust. I really love their software design, not stability, it's design only design, okay? Their design is so simple and really easy to use. You don't need to like do all those coding or like drag and frame, like fine tune everything by yourself. It's just so simple. Just A, B, okay, let's go. It's pretty easy to use, but just like Apple, it's a closed ecosystem. If you want something more advanced, nope, sorry, Edelkrone didn't provide you that stuff. Their app, no any stupid login process like register any stuff. You just download their app, link your device, and you can control your device. This is super fast. Just for example, my light from Aperture They need you to log in, and you got to like, oh, the location information, that all kinds of stuff, and register an account and link, and you need internet connection, and you got to link everything Bluetooth and reset Bluetooth. Frustrating setup process. With Edelkrone, just link. Okay, we can connect. Like super fast and yeah, intuitive. Okay, here's the hot take. Actually, Edelkrone, this system, is kind of affordable. It's pretty cheap compared to other motion control system, like complete motion control system. I'm not talking about those, just pure slider and head stuff. I mean the entire legit ecosystem, okay? Those are like way crazy price, more expensive than Edelkrone. Yep, maybe Edelkrone is not the best quality. The results, the video results is not the best quality, but it's at least usable. So if you don't touch the motor part, like the motor module or like the heads with motor, I will highly recommend this one. Flex tilt, this is like super rigid, and also I will recommend the slider if you want just a super smooth extendable slider. The last awesome part is their marketing team. I don't know, they just keep like promoting their product and have those like fancy movement advertisement and post it all over the place on Google, Facebook, all the internet, that lots of people want to buy their product and find out, holy smoke, it's kind of expensive, but their marketing team, holy smoke, they're nailing it. So let's talk about the bad part. So first, let's talk about the laser module over here. It's underneath over here, and the camera is over here. So this is actually misaligned. I don't know, this is like a good or bad design, or maybe they have some kind of algorithm that can calculate where is the camera, but there is no any like way, there's no any way to know where is the camera. So this camera is over here, maybe like bigger camera, the lens is over here, so I don't know how to make it work. So I don't know, but right now it's not working properly, okay? The tracking mode with the laser module, it's not working properly. I'm pointing over here, the camera is tracking over there. The second problem, the rod in the box is too short. No big deal, we just need to buy another rod, but the rod is super short, so I need to add another quick release plate that I can put my camera further back. Another problem, the cable length is a little bit too short, so this is the focus zoom module. The laser module is over here, so when I tilt up, every cable is kind of too short. Sometimes it will just tangle up and the laser module may just pull down by itself in the middle of the shoot and everything just fall apart. Yep, the cable is slightly too short, or there's a better way to design the cable, because these internet cables thick. Next, the focus zoom module lens limit search. It's super slow, okay? When we are on set, we're not going to wait for this, just keep turning. Like, this is so slow, this setup. I'm still setting up this lens, okay? Now we are set up. So it's so slow. So if I use a manual lens, the throw is like 360 degrees. It will like spend 15 seconds to set up. It's like waste so much time. And also the app is not that consistent. Sometimes you change a lens and plug it in, it will not auto search by itself. So you gotta like go into the settings and find these settings and auto set up by itself again. So it's like a manual process, and you gotta wait for the motor to search the limit and check, oh yeah, but done it properly, then you can start shooting. If we have a manual setting, we just press manual and set A and B and done. Why we don't implement this into the app? This is way faster, like any other focusing system. Another frustrating problem about this focus zoom module, when it's moving, it will generate a very high pitch audio wave, like 17,000 hertz. Some people can hear it, some people can't, but I can hear it. And it's frustrating. And microphone can pick it up, so I gotta use a low pass filter on the audio to like separate the vocal and this crazy annoying noise. This is not good. The most annoying part is the focus zoom module. Sometimes it will just not idle. I stop all the motions, the focus zoom module will still engage, the motor is still powering up, and just keep generating that super high pitch annoying sound. This is like, oh my god. So if I want to stop this motor, I gotta disconnect the focus zoom module, and if I plug it back in, it will not save the lens data. So I need to limit search again. So it's like, wow. So the vision module over here, the wireless transmission is so low quality and the latency is high, it's unstable, and the connection distance is like 3 meters. If you go above 5 meters, it will just disconnect. So it's like super close distance. You can't even use it in a studio. 5 meters! Holy smoke, this is like, and it's line of sight. You cannot push it through a wall. This is like super low energy wireless transmission system, and it's unstable, sometimes connect, and just laggy. Like the lag is like 2 seconds lag. On the Wi-Fi app, this vision module is still using Wi-Fi 4 technology. It's not 5, it's not 6, it's Wi-Fi 4. It's like ancient Wi-Fi technology. Yep, so I bought this Headplus as a bundle, so they sent me a pretty high quality bag. But the biggest problem is I can't even fit this Headplus into this bag. This bag is just too small. I need to throw away the camera bracket, and this still cannot fit into this bag. I don't know, this is kind of weird. Just they give you a bag for the Headplus, but you can't even fit the Headplus into a bag? What should I do with it? I don't know. There's no any super long item like this. Two bananas in here. So I found out what caused the vibrating camera shaking problem. The main problem is the pan axis of the Head series, the Headplus and the HeadOne. So if you use the pan axis with other motions, everything will be crazy unstable and shaky and vibrating. Every footage will look horrible. But if you lock the pan axis, or you just don't dial in the key point with the pan axis, you just use tilt and maybe sliding position, everything just works flawlessly. Everything just so smooth, beautiful footage. But if you just adding a little bit pan motion into your key point, everything will just shake and vibrate like earthquake. So after some research, I feel like it's some kind of like pan axis pit tuning stuff, or even like resonance, motor resonance, because step motor and lots of step motors work together, and they will create some resonance and just amplify everything together, so it will generate and create some shaky movement. This is my theory, I don't know, but if you disable, just don't touch the pan axis, everything will just works flawlessly. Next little problem is the LCD screen on the Headplus and the motor module. This little LCD screen, there's no any screensaver, there's no any like timeout or like dim the display, there's no any adjustment. So when we are shooting in pitch black, this monitor is kind of annoying. It's too bright. Yeah, you can see some information over here, but we don't need those information all the time. But I think we should add some kind of settings in the app to like at least have a screensaver, that kind of stuff. Because when I'm shooting in pitch black, I will need to prepare some tape and tape up this monitor. So yep, this is just too bright. I hope they can add it in a firmware or software update. Another big problem is the speed control. We just have a slider from 1 to 100 speed control. We don't even know how long will it take to go from A to B point. We always need to start the action, and then it will show you, oh, you gotta go from A to B, you gotta spend how many seconds. But before the action, when we're setting up the speed, just there's no any indicator to know how long will it take to go from A to B point. So if I'm going to set A to B point in 10 seconds, I got to go back and forth with this 1 to 100% speed slider. So this is like not pretty intuitive. I hope Edelkrone can add some kind of estimate time in the future to let me know, oh, from this position to the key point, how long will it take? This will be super duper useful. So Edelkrone setup, I think iOS device is a must have, because if you don't use iOS device, you use Android device, okay? So just like, for example, the motor module, if I'm going to change a lens, in iOS, we can change the lens profile. In Android, we don't even have this option. It's buried inside the point tracking function. And some like focus problem, you cannot change focus while you're tracking. And some advanced feature like time bounce ramping stuff is like broken. Object tracking in time-lapse is broken. Focus module in tracking mode is broken. Core key post motion is broken. The connection is sometimes unstable. It's like unpredictable. Sometimes it will just disconnect by itself, and sometimes we will have some invisible device just like this. Right now HeadOne is over here, and the app, we cannot even find the Edelkrone device. So the only way to reset this is to unplug the power, and your key post will just all disappear. You gotta like set up everything from the ground up again. So sometimes maybe like 5 minutes setting up all the key posts or focusing point, and right after I'm going to shoot, it just disconnect. And we gotta start the process all over again. This is like kind of frustrating. I don't know, this is like an app problem or the Bluetooth module connection problem, I don't know. But HeadOne, motor module, and sometimes happen to the HeadPlus. It just disappeared. Because the wireless connection is kind of unreliable, you can use Edelkrone solution, just use the wired remote, but this will have another problem. There is lots of function missing. Yep, so this is pretty weird. So if you use stable cable connection, you will lose some advanced function. You just can't use like basic key poses, okay? And if you want advanced feature like tracking mode, you gotta like take the risk to use wireless connection. So this is like, I don't know what the... So this is the Edelkrone controller V2. The function is so basic. You can only do key poses and time-lapse, and it's basic time-lapse, no any advanced feature. So no any tracking or like the sequencer mode I'm using right now. If you use these mode and come back to the controller, it will set on support mode. Use the Edelkrone app. So this controller is $200 and we cannot use all the function of the Edelkrone system. What the heck? So if we start a complex movement like this, the controller can't even stop this motion. We still need to take out our smartphone and stop the motion. Then we can use the controller to control other stuff, the basic stuff. So what the heck? This is like a $200 controller and the function is so limited. Only key pose and basic time lapse. So there's a record motion function that Edelkrone said they are going to take away in the future. So this is kind of unfortunate because with this record motion, we can record like 6 key poses and convert it into a time lapse or stop motion. So that's pretty cool. You can have a 6 position time lapse, but right now it's kind of broken, and Edelkrone said they are going to take this function away in the future. So in the future, you will only have 2 key poses, time lapse or stop motion. This is kind of unfortunate. They also discontinued the link adapter hub. It's a USB hub connect to your computer. Then you can use Dragon Frame to control the Edelkrone system. It's discontinued, so you don't have any way to like set up an advanced complex movement anymore. You will stuck with the app. I don't know their future project or roadmap, that kind of stuff, but they just keep taking away all the functions one by one, like Dragon Frame control and like the records, like several key poses, time lapse. They just keep taking away the functions and make the system just less and less capable. Yep, and look at this. This is basically a pan tilt zoom control head, but they don't even have a pan tilt zoom control like protocol to control this system. So yep, this is kind of unfortunate. Yep, so if Edelkrone listened to me, they add pan tilt zoom inside this HeadPlus. This will be like a workhorse, like a crazy setup for like a live production industry. Yeah, another problem, they just don't want to reply to you directly in their like social media or like forum or YouTube video. They just keep asking you, oh, you can contact our email support account. And basically all the replies feels like I'm talking to a chatbot. They just, oh, if I have some tensions problem, they will just send you a link to their YouTube tutorial video saying, oh, you should check out this video. Maybe it's a tension problem. What? I need support, not a link to another video. Yep, so I do more investigation and more research. Then I found out this Edelkrone company is actually kind of toxic. The corporate environment is kind of toxic, and the CEO, the founder, just left the company and come back again. What the heck? I don't know what's going on over here. And they also make a blog post about it. Actually, there are way more problems, but basically this is just like a beta testing product. This is like unfinished. They are just keep improving and doing all kinds of firmware update and software update to fix this. So yeah, I don't know, we are not beta tester. I'm going to say again, we are not beta tester. We are people want to use a product, but they just sent the unfinished product in my hand. So I'm definitely going to make a review because it released in August. September, I get my hands on this Headplus, and right now it's December and it's still not finished. So just keep improving, but it's not finished yet. I don't know. Yep, so it's conclusion time. Basically, they're not scamming people, but it's kind of shady and like cash grab, and it's kind of scammy, but they are not scamming people. I love the expandable ecosystem. You can buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, and everything will just work together. It's a little bit like Apple. It's a closed ecosystem, but everything will just work together. But you only get what they want you to get. So first, good build quality and special unique design, but the results, the video footage, it's just kind of okay, mediocre. I only recommend Edelkrone for one type of people. You have lots of time to fine tune every little screws to find the perfect balance between accuracy and stability. So that's the only person should buy this. If you are just going to buy and plug and play and you think you can get some premium high quality video footage, yeah, this is not for you.